Hello, fellow college students, professors, and researchers. My name is Ethan Villarreal, and I currently attend the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. On this podcast, I will be talking about the effects of music on reading comprehension. Throughout a week and a half, I gathered 15 college students attending UTRGV to take part of my research, which its purpose was to identify whether music had a positive or negative effect on their reading comprehension. I came up with this topic because I was listening to music and I thought to myself, does this really help me when I read or write, or is it just a distraction? I noticed that many college students, like myself, tend to listen to music while either studying, reading, or writing. I also found out that some may find it distracting, while others find it helpful. Some believe that it will prevent them from understanding what they were reading, especially if it were lyrical music. Others felt that music in general would help them feel relaxed and relieve stress that is typically drawn out when taking tests. To reveal such effects of music on reading comprehension, I created three groups with 5 people in each group. I had lyrical music playing for one group specifically, Luis Miguel, a Latin pop artist. Non-lyrical music such as Canon in D by Paco Bell, a classical composer, and the last group, Red in Silence. All groups had to read 4 excerpts and answer questions free response based on a scale of a maximum of 10 points earned. What was interesting to me in this and throughout this experiment was that there was always someone who struggled. It sort of made me think about the possibility that how well someone did on the reading comprehension skills test that I made really depended on what they are most comfortable with. I really felt it depended on preference. Some students might have felt better with lyrical music compared to silence or non-lyrical, or vice versa. In perspective, non-lyrical music had the best overall percentage of scores with 82%, while lyrical and silence conditions had 74%. I compared my findings with my secondary sources, which stated that non-lyrical music was considered as the best fit for a student when performing these cognitive tasks, and found that my research was nearly identical to past research cited by my secondary sources. Even though it showed that research leaned on non-lyrical music as the best option, there was still someone struggling in that setting, which led me to believe that not everybody has the same preference, and it truly depends on the student to tell what their best option is. In order to find an accurate results, I believe testing each student in each three settings would help identify individually what the best option of studying, reading, or writing would be for them to create an accurate representation of their preferences. Although this might take longer than one may desire, I think it would help further research by giving more accurate results. Testing more people would also be helpful as it would prevent research from being flawed to declare what is found true. A way to do this is by creating more time for this type of research. To me, honestly, I believe that in retrospect, to solve this problem, it is up to the individual to identify what their best option is when performing these types of tasks. Because in reality, I believe that this type of research can come up with mixed results. Some students may do well with silence. For example, think about this. My research might show that non-lyrical is the best, but if another student, college student, does this type of research, they might end up with lyrical music as the best. Or another person might say silence can be the best. To be honest, it's hard to really claim which setting would be the best because each person has their own, they already have their habits made, and it's really hard to tell which one would be the best. Because who knows, 5 people could be music majors and they already are used to listening to music in one of the groups, and they're placed on a silence condition and they do terrible. Or it could be the other way around. They're not music majors and they do really well on the science condition. It all comes down to the 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 student's background and their traits.